Perfect. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be talking about flies. Flies are going to be the only insect that, as an adult, have two wings. And today we're going to be starting with the Tipulidae, or the crane flies. This crane fly, a lot of times people will see these big crane flies and think that they eat mosquitoes. They do not eat mosquitoes. These guys are not mosquito killers. They're not male or female mosquitoes. They're not related. If we're looking at the suture right here, it's this line in the exoskeleton. It's V-shaped. So that's going to be your characteristic for all Tipulidae, for all crane flies. They have this V-shaped suture. That's easy enough. And there's this really cool characteristic on mosquitoes that we're going to be looking at. They have all of these long scales or long hairs that run along the veins of the wings. We're going to be looking at the soldier flies. There it is. This five-sided cell, all Stratiomyidae have them, all soldier flies have them, and that's how you tell them apart from everybody else. We did mention that flies only have two wings, right? So they have a replacement to their hind wing, and it's called a haltere. And we can see it really well right here. The next guys that we're going to be looking at have a reputation for not being the nicest of flies. These flies definitely showed up at a pool once or twice when I was growing up. They unfortunately got splashed with water sometimes. These guys are going to be the deer flies. You'll notice that this vein right here splits and it goes up to the top and it goes down to the bottom. It encloses the wingtip, right? So that's going to be the characteristic of all deer flies and horseflies. The Asilidae are next. We're going to be looking at the robber flies. As we are looking at the head of this robber fly, you'll see that there's this divot in between the two eyes, or you can say that the eyes expand beyond the head. I also think that sometimes robber flies can look like little old men, because they'll also have these like long gray hairs in their face sometimes. We're going to be talking about Bombyliidae. We are looking at these veins. If we're looking at the kind of the waviness on this vein right here and here, you can see that they parallel each other, and that's going to be the characteristic for bee flies. Although this is not as distinctive as I've seen others in this family. Sometimes the top vein also goes equally as deep, and so they kind of run parallel, run next to each other. I guess it's what he gets for being a little odd. If we are looking at the Syrphidae, or the flower flies, we're going to be wanting to look at the margin of the wing. This is the edge of the wing, and none of these veins go all the way to the edge. They all stop. So that is the characteristic for flower flies or Syrphidae, along with the spurious vein. The spurious vein starts in the base and it goes straight through, and then it doesn't connect to anything. Calliphoridae in a buggy world. Only you guys are allowed to hear that. The Calliphoridae are the blowflies. It comes all the way up here and it narrows at the end, and it tells me that it's a Calliphorid. Really quick, check out the really cool iridescent body of this fly. We're going to talk about the Tachinids. And normally, they are super spiky. There are other flies that are super spiky, yes. So when we're looking at Tachinids, if you want to narrow it down from all of the other super spiky flies, what we're looking for is right about here. If you look underneath the scutellum, you can see that it looks like it has a little bubble, all right? This little post-scutellum. And that is how you identify a Tachinid from the other spiky flies. The Tephritids are fruit flies. We got this, guys. This is the anal cell right here. So you can see that it moves up this way and it comes down at this angle, right? That vein. And then it kicks out. You can see it has this V right here, and then it comes back. This is kind of the shape of the anal cell, and this projection right here, this little kick out, what looks like a little shoe or a little toe, that's the characteristic for this family. These are the marsh flies. If we're looking right here at the subcosta or the SC, it angles up and it ends at the costa, right? So the subcosta ends at the costa, and there's not a 90-degree angle. Two more! This one was collected on a farm on poop. So awesome. All right, so that is a dung fly. They are very much yellow and fuzzy. See that there are hairs up here on the top on the dorsal side, but if you look underneath right about here, and you can see there is not any fur or hair. We got one left. This is a small oddball family. So we're looking at the Pyrgotids. Pyrgotids tend to have very noticeable antennae that protrude forward in front of their face. What we're looking for is something that doesn't exist. All right? With Pyrgotids, they don't have ocelli. The next time I'm live streaming is Thursday. You can come and see me from 2 to 3. And are we doing beetles or bees? I think we're doing bees. So on Thursday from 2 to 3, we're going to go through and we're going to do the bees, wasps, and the ants, all right? So we're looking at hymenopterans next time, and those I love. And so those will be fun to identify with you guys and kind of show you characteristics, because we'll be able to look at the heads and the bodies and the little feets. Oh, man. And we'll be able to look at, I believe I've got a honeybee somewhere, so we'll be able to look at the... Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, so I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and the highlights for this video will hopefully be coming out tomorrow, and I will see you at the next live stream, which will be on Thursday during the day. All right. Bye, guys.